Hey guys, wanted to kind of vent and unload for a minute, so to speak. So, you've heard me say before, and you've read in the book of Matthew, to whom much is given, much is required. And man, is that so true. And I was reading, my wife and I were reading in James today, where it says that faith without works is dead. And those two things kind of collided. They seem to have collided in the past couple days. And I'm finding that, like I've talked about, we ask the Almighty for certain things in our life, certain blessings, and He provides them for us. But those blessings, the things that we ask for, sometimes they come with a certain amount of responsibility and upkeep on our part. I'll give you a couple examples. I sat down with several friends several years ago, and we were praying and we were seeking God on how to or where to meet and have a fellowship, and what that would look like, and just wanting to bring God's people together and have a place where we can do that. And He ended up using myself and some people that were gathering up and praying for those things. He ended up using us as the means to do that to a certain degree. I mean, He makes the way for us, and He is a light to our path. And then we walk out in that faith, and then we find ourselves with having to uphold a certain amount of that responsibility. So we asked for a fellowship. He gave it to us. He gave us a place to meet. People began coming to the fellowship. And now we're shepherding a group of people, so to speak. We're been put in positions where now people are counting on us every week to do the thing, to be, stewards of what He's blessed us with. And you can't. So instead of just having my Saturdays where I just hang out at the house, now there's a certain amount of responsibility where He says, okay, you asked for this, you wanted this. Did you know what this would entail? Did you know what this would actually look like? Well, no, not really. Selfishly, I just wanted a place to go and to meet up. And then I didn't really necessarily want the work involved. But if you're going to be a disciple, and you're going to disciple others, and you're going to be a shepherd so that you can help shepherd His flock, that means you're going to have to get up early, and you're going to have to do things required in order to shepherd. That's one example. I'll give you another example. I was at the fire department, a very cushy government-style job for 10 years, and it was killing me. But at the same time, it was very cushy and very safe, and I prayed that He would deliver me from that, what felt like bondage at the time, and it very much was in many ways. It was a blessing, but it had turned into a curse as well, because I had become so comfortable to that lifestyle. And I prayed that when I left, I prayed for the strength that He would. I prayed that He would strengthen me to have the faith to leave. And part of my asking and my seeking Him to deliver me from that, I asked that He would bless me with work, that He wouldn't forsake me in that way, and that He would help me to provide for my family. And when we ask for these things and we step out in faith, I truly believe that he'll meet his children there, and that he'll pour blessings out on them. And I also believe that when those blessings are poured out, there can be a certain amount of responsibility on our part that we kind of have to uphold our end of the deal. I say, I want work. He says, okay, here you go. Does that mean it's necessarily going to make my life easier? Not necessarily. It's not that it's even a negative. It's just it is an effect of the blessing, is that there may be more required of you. Again, to whom much is given, much is required. And that's where I keep funding myself. When I get overwhelmed and stressed out, I look around. Why am I stressed out? It's because I've been given everything that I've asked for. And I'm asking now, at this point in my life, for strength and wisdom and discernment as to how to manage all that he's blessed me with and made me steward over. So we really got to be careful with getting overwhelmed and really kind of make sure, listen, if it's something that's not, that you haven't asked for and that you know is killing you and that God doesn't want in your life, if there's any way you can get it out, by all means do that. But I think that sometimes what we feel is the responsibility that comes with him doing his part. And now it's on us to some degree. Now we obviously, we rely on his strength to get through the days and weeks and whatever. But where I'm talking about the work, it's, you think you're going to get plenty of work and run a business and it's just going to be easy? No, that ain't how it works. So those are just two examples of asking for something. Okay, children. Let me give you another one. Children. I felt like he showed me long ago I was going to have 4 children. Well, and I was totally good with that. I never really sat down and prayed, God, will you please give me 4 children? I just kind of always felt like that would be the case. I feel like he went ahead and he put that on my heart, that I would know that I would have 4 children. I have 4 children. What a blessing it is to have 4 children. You think you're going to have children and you're not going to have to work and do a little extra? You are sorely mistaken. That is not the case. All right, one more thing. We moved from where we lived about 6 years ago. We wanted more land. We wanted to kind of start a homestead. We wanted chicken, goats, garden. We wanted all those things. We still want those things, and we still strive to do those things more and more every year. You think you're going to have a farm and you ain't going to have to, and that you're not going to have to do your part, that you're not going to have to work for it? Negative. That is not going to happen. So, I think that there are some things that are freely given, spiritual things, fruits of the Spirit. I believe that those can be freely given. The spiritual matters can be freely given. And even then, I would say that there is a certain amount of upkeep on your end that you're going to have to put out. It's not a works-based thing. But do you think God's going to continue to communicate with you if you get out of his word, or if you step into the world and begin to live by the dictates of your senses and indulge in all manner of sin? Do you think he's going to continue to pour into you and talk with you and walk with you and be a light to your path if you do what's contrary to his word and you step out of his way and then start walking in your own way? I don't think so. I think for a time he will. He'll try to pull you back, and he will. But you keep doing that, and he may just let you have your own way like he did with Pharaoh, and kind of give you up to a reprobate mind. And I pray that doesn't happen for any of us. It's a scary thing to think of. But the gist of what I am feeling right now, and my encouragement to you, is look around. Again, I did a video recently that was similar to this, but I just can't help but just continue to feel this way. Look around. Are we complaining about things that we've asked for? Are we complaining because we're having to uphold our end of the deal? I can tell you personally, yes, I have and continue to complain and groan about the upkeep and the responsibility of what He's blessed me with. And that's not okay with me. I don't like that. I want Him to soften my heart, and I'm praying that He would help me to live at peace with the circumstances and with what He's blessed me with, and help me to work with what He's blessed me with and not against it. Help me to manage it. And so it's my encouragement for you, if you're feeling overwhelmed, take stock and do the same. Ask Him to strengthen you and give you guidance and discernment as to how to manage and be a good steward of what He's blessed you with. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how long that takes. Probably different for everybody. I know it can happen. And it may just come with age and wisdom and experience. But you don't get promoted and feel totally comfortable until you've been there a little while. And I feel like I've been promoted time and time again from the Almighty, and I haven't quite figured it out. Anyway, if you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, consider what I'm saying. Reach out to Him. See how He can help you. Maybe you need to cut the fat a little bit. Maybe there's things in your life you don't need. Maybe you're feeling Him drawing you closer to Him, and maybe you're kind of going wayward a little bit, and you're dabbling into things you shouldn't be, which that I can tell you personally can cause an extreme amount of stress that is undue, completely unnecessary, that we need to back away from. Anyway, it's 12 minutes in. I'm going to stop, but I hope this blesses someone and encourages y'all today. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.